Marketing as a process. By now, you may have a good idea about the complexity of marketing. A lot of things can go wrong, a lot of links can break, and all the activities are under pressure from competition. Consumer tastes, fads, and trends change constantly. In larger companies, geographically dispersed teams collaborate on solving many issues concurrently, and communication could be very challenging. In addition, the market is constantly changing in response to new technologies such as chatbots, voice and face recognition, artificial intelligence, robotics, and drones, to name a few. Therefore, it's beneficial to think about marketing as a never-ending, problem-solving process. A problem doesn't always denote an unwelcome or harmful event. One of the definitions of a problem is a thing that is difficult to achieve or accomplish. This happens to be a definition of marketing as well, as few things in marketing are easy to achieve and accomplish. This is one reason why only 66% of new businesses last more than 2 years. This may also explain why, out of the 500 largest firms existing in the US in 1955, 87% are gone today. Thus, nothing in marketing is static. Marketing is in constant flux, morphing in front of our eyes in unpredictable ways, and at unpredictable rates. Marketing frequently boils down to managing constant adjustments. Plan, do, check, act, or PDCA cycle. The PDCA model is based on a simple idea. When faced with a problem and/or a need to change, we should do it in an organized, structured way to make the changes as effective and efficient as possible. Therefore, the first step is to plan an action. First, we need to identify the problem and analyze it to find the root causes. To find the root causes, several hypotheses may need to be tested. For example, did sales go down because of a price increase, a broken website, inactive salespeople, or new competition? The second step is to do, or to implement the plan. In most cases, it's advisable to do it on a small scale to verify the hypothesis and to minimize risk. The third step is to check if what we did worked. We can do this by using comparative measurements. For example, if sales went up 10% after we implemented a change, we have proof that the fix has worked. Otherwise, we need to try something else very quickly as markets and competition are moving fast. The last step is to act or roll out the positive change company-wide. This approach is based on the scientific method of hypothesis, experiment, evaluation. Thus, we need to first identify the problem and find a scientific solution by providing a repeatable way to measure the phenomenon. For example, when Newton discovered the law of gravity, he first hypothesized, then experimented, and then provided measurable proof of why an apple falls from a tree at a certain speed. The PDCA concept was developed in the 1950s by W. Edwards Deming, the father of modern quality control. Mr. Deming referred to it as a Shewhart cycle. He modified a change management model initially developed by Walter Shewhart, a statistician working for Western Electric Hawthorne Works, in the 1920s. As we have seen, the PDCA method is a relatively simple concept that makes a lot of sense. Being relatively easy as a concept, however, doesn't make it easy to practice and follow. Generally, most humans do not like change. Change requires a lot of risk, thinking, and energy. This is very similar to the simple concept of dieting. Losing weight is very easy to understand, eat less. Yet it is very hard to implement. Previously we discussed various touch points from the customer experience perspective. Let's now examine all the basic marketing steps and systems that need to support a great experience. We'll present them in the natural sequence of attracting, acquiring, and servicing a customer. Number 1. Promotions. Social media presence on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and others. Nice landing pages with easy-to-fill forms. Facebook or banner online ads. Trade show booth and collateral materials. This is a lot to manage, and seldom are these activities performed by a single person. Sales leads generated by the promotion team need to be passed to sales. Number 2. Sales. One needs to find, hire, and motivate a sales force. Good salespeople are hard to find and keep. Selling is very easy and very hard at the same time. Just like dieting. Companies need to provide quoting, tracking, and ordering systems, plus the corresponding training. Number 3. Ordering and payments. A lot of sales have been lost because ordering and payment systems may be too hard to use or don't accept certain types of payment methods. Number 4. Fulfillment and implementation. Just because the sale was made, it doesn't mean that the customer is happy and will remain a customer. Wrong shipments and delayed or botched implementations could derail any sales cycle. Number 5. Returns. Bad return policy and experience almost always guarantee the loss of a customer. A generous one may lead to losses. Number 6. Maintenance. A lot of products and services require ongoing service to assure that the customer is happy. This includes warranty repairs, replenishment supplies, or software updates. Number 7. Upselling and cross-selling. It is 10 times less expensive to sell a new product to an existing customer as opposed to getting a new customer. This is especially true when a new product complements the original one. For example, originally the customer bought a basic security system, but now we can offer them smart home features such as remote climate control or video cameras in every room with a live feed to a smartphone. As demonstrated above, marketing today involves many software systems, various professionals, and a wide variety of skills. Given the dynamic nature of consumer behaviors plus changes in technologies and growing competition, one can be certain that the need to manage change will be constant and a permanent part of marketing in general. Managing change is always associated with trade-offs. No company, regardless of how big and profitable, has unlimited resources. Not all the changes we would like to make will be possible or attainable at the same time. One initiative will need to be given up in exchange for another. It's the job of managers to decide how to allocate resources, however plentiful. Nevertheless, most companies work with very limited resources, and how they allocate them may determine their success. For example, if we spend a lot on promotions, we have less money to spend on sales and service. If we spend too much on service at the expense of promotions, we may not get enough new customers. If we manufacture too many items, we will have to pay to warehouse them. If we don't manufacture enough, we may lose market share. The list goes on. The one resource everyone has in the same quantity is time. Even if money is not the object, which is seldom the case, our time needs to be allocated wisely. Even if we can afford them, all of the desired changes will take time to plan and implement. We may not have the luxury of taking a year to implement a change when the market is shifting every 6 months and new competitors appear every quarter. Therefore, marketing is the art of creative trade-offs and compromises driven by internal desires and priorities and external market forces. The marketing process driven by the PDCA methodology requires a lot of critical thinking. Here is a textbook definition of this phenomenon based on the Foundation for Critical Thinking. Critical thinking is the intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and/or evaluating information gathered from, or generated by, observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, or communication, as a guide to belief and action. In its exemplary form, it is based on clarity, accuracy, precision, consistency, relevance, sound evidence, good reasons, depth, breadth, and fairness. It entails the examination of purpose, problem, or question at issue, assumptions, concepts, empirical grounding, reasoning leading to conclusions, implications and consequences, objections from alternative viewpoints, and frame of reference. This definition explains why marketing will never be run by robots powered by artificial intelligence. Robots need very precise instructions, and very pristine data. Marketing has very little of either. Critical thinking is an art based on science, but it is still an art. Like any art, we become better with practice. There is no ultimate objective judge of critical thinking. Like in art, the ultimate judge is your fan base. In marketing, you are judged by happy and profitable customers. When so many challenges abound, it's not surprising that the following marketing skills are very highly sought after. Creativity, critical thinking, tolerance of ambiguity and risk-taking, communication skills to cooperate, lead, and motivate.